Caffrey, we online Fit Pro community inside the TNT Fit Pro coaching business page, inside the Tobias Young Fitness Business Coach business page in the online Fit Pro community, inside my personal profile, inside Tobias Young LinkedIn. Welcome, everybody. Yo, how is everybody doing? Happy Thursday. It's almost Friday. Who else is excited? That is almost the weekend, almost Easter weekend. Hope
Yes.
you guys all have some good things planned. Today, I have a very special guest for all of y'all. How many of you guys, of you Fit Pros that are watching this, love to train clients, but you're like, when it comes to the sales, it becomes a little bit like, that's one of my sticking points. So if you improved your sales process, you'd be able to help more clients, enroll more clients, and be able to help people in a different level. Because what I've noticed is a lot of online trainers is they're so good at coaching clients, but then they don't fulfill their full capabilities in training as many clients as they could because they lack the sales skills. And today we're going to go over a few key bullet points on some ways that you can improve the whole process. And then there's also a special tool that we're going to be able to show you where you can get some help to improve your sales, right? So you guys, if you're watching this live, give me a hashtag live. And give me, if you're watching the replay, I don't want a hashtag replay. I want some fire emojis up in this mofeezy. So before we go any further, let me introduce our special guest today. So today I have Caffrey, and Caffrey Francis has a very vast sales background. She's been doing sales for over 15 years. She's helped over 500 people improve and optimize their sales process, their sales skills, enroll more clients. So Caffrey, thank you so much for being here today and jamming
Thank
with me.
you.
Yeah,
I
we wanted to
appreciate you
jam
having
with
me
you
here.
guys last week, but
Yes.
we're here this week instead because we wanted to make it that much more special for you guys. So Caffrey, tell us a little bit about you, where you're from, what got you into sales, so people have
So
an
I've been in sales for 15 years. But what really got me into what I'm doing now is that I was helping people grow their business online.
Mhm.
And then I just realized that I didn't know 1000% how to close the call while I was on Zoom. And so I realized that my team was having the exact same problem, and that if we really knew on the call what we could do to close that sale, then our sales would, go up a lot. So that's what really got me into doing what I'm doing now with the AI sales tool.
Perfect. Yeah, and you guys, as online trainers, we had to pivot online because what happened was COVID hit. And maybe you were really good at sales in person because you're able to sit down next to the person. You're able to do, corrective exercise techniques. You're able to check their form as they do squat assessments. You guys know what I'm talking about. But then when it comes to online, you're like, I can't do my thing. Like, how do I enroll clients online? Well, today we're going to go over a few of the things that are going to help you with getting that. We're going to go over some effective sales techniques to be able to help you out. And we're also going to be going over how to overcome some of the most common objections that you're going to be able to face so that way you can enroll more clients. Who's ready? Are you ready? Give me a hell yeah in the comments below if you are there. Happy Thursday. Yes, everybody live. Got some hands going. Thank you all so much for being interactive inside there. Give me some more. Give me some fire emojis down below because fire emojis means things are hot, and I am excited to jam on that. So let's start off with some first things first, Caffrey. What are some effective sales techniques that you can be like, hey, if you're starting off as an online trainer, some basic things that they need to have before we get into the objections and things, some basic fundamentals.
I think there's really just one, and there's a big difference when it comes to online sales versus in person. Of course, you can't really feel their vibe and really see all of the data points or insights that you would if you were in person. Um, but the main aspect is instead of being the salesperson, just consult with them. See what their problems are, start creating that relationship, and then start giving them solutions to their problems. And that's the biggest difference is people go from a salesperson instead of just consulting them on their problems and giving that value. When you give that value, you're able to come across as most trusted person and create that relationship. When you create that relationship, people are actually going to buy more from you versus, the slick salesperson.
I agree. And one thing that you said is showing them about solving the problems. And that's one of the things that I see a lot of trainers make the mistake on is they're like, buy my program. Here's why. I have a training app. I have a menu plan. It's all feature based. So they're like, menu plan. We'll do a weekly check-in. I'll give you 10 recipes. I'll give you dumbbell workouts. What people want is they want the solution to their problem. What is it going to do for me? That's what they think. What is in it for me? So how is this going to be a solution? How is it going to be easier? How is it going to be different? How is it going to be better? So literally going over the benefits and tying in the benefits to every one of those features as well, so that you can.
You're right. And just like what happens is that they're so focused on everything that they can do for them instead of just being quiet, asking questions, finding deep of what that person needs, and then at times giving them that valuable solution. So it's a very big difference than just like providing all the features and benefits. But people want to know, okay, what is it in it for me, my results, and then when am I going to get those results? And then how are we going to get there? But by doing it like that, instead of just selling and selling and talking about yourself, because people get way too excited because they're excited to help that person. But instead of selling that person, just consult with them, dive into what their needs are and what they need.
Yes, I agree. And two things on that you're just speaking on. One of them is making sure that you have just a friendly conversation. I hate when I get on, calls for something and I can tell they're freaking salespeople and they're just like talking super fast and like over my head and and just trying to sell me. And I love it when I have somebody that's actually just like talking just like a friend. And here's the thing that you have to take into consideration, folks. Whoever is asking the questions is controlling the whole sales process and conversation. If you find yourself doing all the talking, then you're actually going to be probably talking yourself out of the sale. And that's what they don't realize. They're like, oh, I continue to talk. And wow, no, it's getting them to open up and talk
and then
the right questions.
That's the thing. And so when you're on a Zoom call, the fundamentals are just like they're missed. It's so easy to be the person that talks the most, doesn't ask the questions. It's also easy to forget what their pain points are. And so that's why when I was going down this road, I was like, well, if we just slowed down and focused on the foundation of, hey, you're talking too much. Here are their pain points. This is how you should close the sale. Then things would be a lot different. And that's what made me come through this whole process, which has been a long road, but so well worth it. As now I'm talking too much, but
it's all good. You're doing great. So yeah, those are some of the things that you want to take into consideration, folks. And then let's transition now, because once people have at least a little bit more of a framework on making sure that they're asking the right type of questions, controlling the conversation, controlling what's called the tonality of the call, right? So you don't want to be monotone because you're going to bore your person to sleep. Sometimes you want to come in. Sometimes you want to come out. Sometimes you want to talk a little bit faster. Other times it's taking your time, and you have to take into consideration one thing. Pauses are your friend. Those are like those awkward silences, especially after you ask for, or once you state the investment for your coaching program, the pause after. This is where a lot of people lose it. How much is your program, coach? They're like, oh, well, it's $2,500. And then they get nervous because there's like silence. The person is actually thinking, you know what, this might work. Like if I invest 2,500, maybe I can cut back on this and that. But you as a coach, if you're not experienced, you're going to start thinking about, oh, this pause is awkward. But what we can do is, hey, I'll take $1,000 off and I'll give you double the month free and And you literally, they'll be like, you're going to be shortchanging yourself. So it's just
talk themselves out. of the sale. And then the prospect doesn't want anymore.
Yeah, silence is golden, and it's waiting for them to be able to give an objection before you actually start creating objections
Exactly.
automatically that probably aren't going to be there, right? So that leads to the next thing, Caffrey, is overcoming the objections. So, what are some of the most common objections that people face, and then what are some ways to overcome those objections?
So the biggest one is price. And that's what people, like we were just talking about, get nervous about. So having the confidence first of, knowing the value of the program, whether it's yours that you're selling or if you're a part of a team, really experiencing that product and knowing the actual value of it. That way, when you're asking for the money, you can pause. You do have that confidence. You will close a lot more just by doing that, as we previously spoke about. But it's really important to just talk about why this is going to help them. You want to redirect the conversation to value and their return on their investment and when they will receive that investment back. So instead of selling them, educate them.
Yeah, good stuff. So I love that because educating them on the benefits that they're going to be able to have and how there's not a price tag on being able to play with your kids, on being able to be healthy, on being able to have your sex life back with your wife or your husband or whatever it is. Like all those things are like, oh my gosh, it'd be huge. Go ahead. I see you.
This is the thing is that people don't redirect it to the pain points that prospect said earlier in the conversation. Mm-hmm. They're calling because they're trying to solve a problem in their life, whether that's health, wealth, or relationships. And in this aspect, you want to redirect the conversation to value and how it's going to help them solve their main problem. You want them to view their life after they have solved this problem, but tell them, that time that they'll actually receive it, because then it makes a lot, more sense to them.
Yep, 100%. So you guys, I'm going to give you guys some gold. Who's ready? Who's ready for some gold? Type in #gold down below if you want to know the 6 main objections that you are going to face. I'm going to wait until I get some #gold. Okay, I'll let you guys go. Type it in as I talk. So think about this. I want you guys to write this down. MIST, okay? MIISST. If you can overcome the MIST, you can overcome everything that leads to an enrollment to a brand new client. Okay. The M, you guys, if you think you know what the M is, type it in below. What's the M? Money. Yes. The biggest one that you're always going to have to overcome is the money. And that we are going to save for later. So when you're in your sales script, you're not trying to dive into price right off the bat. Okay. That's something that you're going to be able to overcome later because you haven't built the value up of what you're giving, right? You want to build up the value so good so the price doesn't become a factor, okay? But let's dive into the next ones, right? So there's 2 I's, MIISST. The first I think I can do it on my own. That is going to be a big objection for you guys, right? So what's a question that you can ask ahead of time that would prevent somebody from saying, you know what, I think I can do it on my own?
Are you asking me or the group?
Just anybody, the group, whatever.
Okay.
So, you guys, what do you guys think? What is something that you can ask? How long have you been trying to do this on your own? Why haven't you been able to do this on your own up to this point? And then they're going to be like, oh man, I've been trying ever since I got married. I gained weight. I can't get the weight off. It's been 8 years. I tried keto. I tried Weight Watchers. I lost some weight and then I gained even more back. Like you're going to be able to overcome that objection by asking some simple questions. Okay. What's the next I? So there's money. I can do it on my own. What's the next one? What is it, you guys? What's the S? What's the S's? You guys type it in. Okay. What is it? Okay. So the S's are going to be schedule, spouse, and term. So we'll kind of dive into some of these. So think about the schedule. How are you going to overcome the schedule objection, team? How are you going to overcome the schedule? So when are you going to be able to fit this in your schedule? When are you going to be able to make time for this? When you're talking about everything. Oh, you know what? I think I can make it work like in the mornings. If I just wake up, 45 minutes earlier, I can make it work. Okay. Is that something that you can at least commit to 3 times a week? Yeah, I can definitely commit to doing that. So now you're already overcoming the schedule. Like you have to ask these questions first. Otherwise, they're going to give you some crazy smokescreen objection later, right? Spouse, you better make sure that the spouse is on the call. The last thing that you want to do if they have somebody that they need to consult with is have them not be on the call. Okay. That's why I like to say do a triage call ahead of time. And a triage is like a pre-call where you just make sure that the person's a good fit. If they have a spouse that needs to be on, that they're going to be on the call too, that they're looking to get some help now. It's not like a later thing. So a triage is a two-step call that you do. And then you make sure the spouse is on, because if the spouse is on, they're going to be like, honey, this is what you've been looking for. This sounds amazing because you're outlining your step-by-step process. But if the spouse is not there, what's going to happen, you guys? They're going to be like, well, how much is it? $2,500. Oh, hell no. Like, honey, you can do it on your own. Just try it on your own first, because there's no value associated with the spouse. All they see is the dollar sign. So you have to make sure that the spouse is there. And there's other ways that you can be able to break it down. Like if your spouse was in the same situation, is that something that you would be supportive of them getting the help? So there's a lot of things that you can do, but it's just always easier having a spouse in there. In term, right? You have to break down, hey, this is not going to happen overnight. You're looking to lose 35 pounds, right? So within the first 12 weeks, we're going to work on getting your first 20 pounds off. And we're going to build lifestyle changes and we're going to implement. So you want to have everything broken down so they know exactly how long it's going to take to reach certain goals. So that way they're not thinking that they're going to be able to do everything in the first month. That way, when you say, hey, it's 12 weeks, then it goes month to month after that, or 3 months, then it goes month to month after that. They're already like, okay, cool. Because we already know it's going to take 4 or 5 months to be able to get this whole thing done inside there. So you have to be able to frame those kind of things. So hopefully that was helpful for you guys. And then obviously when it comes to the finances, there's some things that we can go into. Caffrey, is there anything that you want to add to overcoming objections on here at all?
Nope. I mean, you had it right on the nail. Definitely with the spouses, having them on the call is very important so they can see the value as you're giving it instead of seeing it secondhand by their spouse.
Mm-hmm. Yep. 100%. And I know you have like you earn, because you guys, Caffrey is the owner of and CEO of You Earn, right? Are you the owner, CEO?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
That's amazing. And tell us about that, because that's a sales platform that also helps you with clients. Can you break down how that works? Kind of.
You Earn is an AI-powered sales training program where people receive a sales membership, then they receive real-time calls. And then there also is an incentive where every call that they close, they can earn up to a 40% commission.
So,
So
they
what?
get, go ahead.
Go on. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, I was just unclear. So it's an AI platform that will help them enroll more calls. So if I'm a fitness coach and I'm like, I want to close more calls, but I already have the people who I'm going to be, having these sales calls with, how would I integrate the You Earn?
So this is a little bit different. Usually, what people will do is they will just sell that product to people. But instead, we combine it with our sales training. So with us, it's all about like setting up that foundation that a lot of people miss. So these 4 areas we really focus on. So what happens is they come and they close on our sales training program, and they can see while they're on the call some of the things they need to do to close that call. Then after the call, they're able to see how they could say things better and certain aspects they could do to actually close that call. And then meanwhile, they are also able to see, all right, how hot is that prospect? Is that prospect worth going after, or should I just leave them alone? So that's really important also, because a lot of people go after leads that are just not interested. And that's another big part of what we focus on.
So how would the AI know if I have a sales call? How would it know if they're interested or not? Or is it more training based where it just gets you saying the right things, overcome the right objections? It's like a training platform that you just log into and you just jam in, you get that sales, and then you apply what you learn with your prospects. Which one?
So it's the first section that you said. So what happens is the AI looks at tonality and facial expression. And so it can gauge moment by moment exactly what you need to do when it comes to prospects and how to close a call.
Oh, that's cool. So it's on the Zoom along with you and your prospect. And then it has like a little is it like a side note bar where it's like, hey, smile more, or like slow down
So
your tonality, whatever
yes,
it is.
exactly. That's exactly
Oh,
what it does. And it's really also important is that a lot of business owners, they have trouble actually generating those booked calls. And so we say, you know what, just focus on the sales aspect. We will generate all the booked calls. You just set your schedule based on 15-minute calls, and then you can just focus on that sales aspect.
so
And
you guys
so,
actually book the calls as well? Like you,
Mhm.
wow,
So we
okay.
generate all the calls. That way people can just focus on the sales.
Okay. And is that done through Facebook ads or what do you guys use to book the call? So if I'm a fitness coach and I want to get more clients that want a particular result, whether that's confidence, weight loss, muscle gain, how do you guys target them and how
So
do you do that?
So what we're doing is that we're selling our sales training program, and people come in and they're able to sell our training program. That way, it's just this, what people don't understand is that it doesn't matter what you're selling, you're still doing the same bad sales techniques.
Mhm.
That way they have that practice by already selling a product that already sells, and they don't need to focus on generating booked calls, all that kind of stuff. So after the program, they can go and apply these sales skills to their own business.
But how would you guys book calls for me if I'm a fitness coach?
So
That's what I'm confused about.
so we generate calls based on our program. So we do it through YouTube, and then we're about to hit Facebook again.
Okay. So if I am a fitness coach, though, you would be able to put people that want to get in shape, you'd be able to put them on my schedule.
No, it's just for our program. So other people are looking to actually increase their sales and also want that practice at the same time.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. I gotcha.
That way it's, everyone's able to see that foundation of exactly what they're always missing, no matter what they're selling.
Nice. Okay. And it gives like instant feedback on the whole sales process and all those kind of things.
Yes, and post call. So, the best thing about post call is that we'll show you exactly certain sections of sentences that you could have said better that would have resonated with
Okay.
that prospect.
Okay. Nice. And is this brand new that you just created? Because this
Yes.
sounds
So we are launching tomorrow.
Ooh,
So we're excited. We've done some soft launches and stuff, but it's been a lot of hard work to get to this point. We're just excited.
yeah, that's awesome. So you guys, fit pros, online trainers, fitness coaches, gym owners, could you benefit from improving your sales skills? Could you benefit from having better sales calls? Obviously, right? We can all benefit from that. So if anybody's like, I'll be maxed out with my 100% capacity on my sales skills, then, obviously, I think everybody could improve. And especially if there's a tool to be able to help you really level up and practice. And can you just do role playing with it as well? So, like, it'll bring up like a fake prospect and it'll be like, hey, this person is X, this is their goal. And then you go through the whole sales process and it grades you.
That's funny because we're actually launching that part in about a week.
Wow.
So that's
Okay.
our other offer that we have. The other two offers, they're able to earn a commission up to 40% on every sale they close. That way, what we found is that when you go through coaching programs, a
Mhm.
lot of people don't finish or give it their all because there's not that incentive. This way, we can 100% make sure that people are getting everything that they need to out of going through our program.
Okay. And so how long is your sales training program?
So if people just want to, just experience for the first time and have a few calls and just go through it,
Mhm.
then that is 14 days.
Okay.
Now, on our 30-day program, we say that they'll close up to 20% more calls because in the next 30 days, you'll be able to see, all right, I start from here. And this is exactly how I've grown my sales skills.
Okay.
And then you'll see it as, you're closing on other people. So,
Yeah, that's super creative. How did you create this? Do you have like a tech background or was it just something you're like, how and why? What got you?
well, it was just because I saw that when I had like my business coaching program, I knew that I was great at ads and generating tons of booked calls. But when it came to it, like me actually closing on Zoom was a lot different than me closing actually in person. And I realized that me and my team were actually struggling with it. And so when I was looking at it and I was looking at the market, I just saw a lot of people have this problem. And so if I could just solve this problem and give a very realistic training tool that received, on call feedback and post call, then my
Yeah.
likelihood of success would be, a lot higher.
Okay. So this is something I think maybe you should bring to Shark Tank. I watch Shark Tank a lot. This would be something I think would be pretty cool. Have you thought
We've
about Shark Tank?
I did, but luckily we didn't really have to go really far out to, secure an
Hmm.
investors. So, a lot of people have a lot, a lot harder time securing that investment. Luckily we haven't. But it's been a long, long road.
Yeah. And so somebody jumps in here, they get you earn, and they either do a 14-day or they do a 30-day program to improve their sales skills. They get the role playing. Do they get shown like different things on tonality, or is it just like they just have
Yes.
to kind of learn as they go? Or is there actual like a course that they go through as well on
Yes,
sales?
definitely a sales course, actually. That's right what they go through right away. And then when they're on their call and post call, they're actually seeing like moment by moment, tonality, facial expressions, how you should have said things better, their pain points, all those things.
Okay. And then is there a continuation program after the 30 days, or is it 30 days and then it's
It's just 30 days, but they can always go for the next month. But it's just up to them.
okay? And if somebody has a team, a sales team, is this something they can just like plug their sales team into, and then their team can just go through whenever if they want to like, role play with the AI bot or something like that?
Exactly. Actually, we're speaking to a larger insurance company too right now. So
Mhm.
yeah, they're able to do that too.
Okay. Amazing. Yeah, I like it. So good stuff, team. So if you guys need any help, you guys do you have like a trial or anything in there, or is it just like
So
how would somebody try this?
we have our 14-day trial, five
Uh-huh.
calls. They get everything that they would in the same 30-day
Okay.
program. The only difference is the amount of book calls that they receive. And then we do have a money back guarantee
Okay.
on our 30-day program. So we guarantee that they'll earn up to 10,000 in 30 days or their money back.
Wow. Okay. Coaches, I will type in here for you guys the URL. It's called youearn.org. I don't get anything from this, you guys. I'm just giving this to you so you guys can go in here and you guys can check it out. I don't have any affiliate commissions with this, but I just think it's a really cool thing if you need to improve your sales skills. So, number one is you can get me as your coach, or number two, you can get you earn and you can get some help there. Okay, it's both. Right. So, Caffrey, this was very insightful. I super appreciate you being able to jump in here. Is there anything else too that you would like to add about the sales process, improving the sales? You earn anything at all that you want to top in?
Just focus on the customer and their pain points. Then you're golden. And stop talking so much. That's what you should do. That's the main aspects. But Tobias, thank you for having me on your show. I appreciate it.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you for coming on, Caffrey. Once again, the CEO and owner of YouEarn. And you can go to youearn.org if you want to check out and get some sales training in there. And then if anybody wants to connect with you, would they just check out that website? Would they connect with you on socials? Like what's the
The
best way?
best way is going to the website and then scrolling down and booking a call.
Okay. Sounds awesome. And I posted the link inside there for you guys. You guys, thanks for tuning in. Hope you have an amazing day. Caffrey, appreciate you. And we'll